alive. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. It's been at least a week now since I have streamed, left Bali. I'm in Bangkok right now, celebrating my birthday. So yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of time to jump on the stream, but slowly our bias has changed. So we're going to go into the technicals because the technicals from a macro point of view haven't quite changed yet, but sentiment is a driving force in this market, and I like to trade sentiment. And sentiment is so bearish, so hopeless, so nihilistic that I just cannot help but be bullish. So we'll dive into that. Let's just hop right into the charts. Let's just get it going now. Looks like there might be a little bit of a mic delay on my audio. I'm not going to change that today. Just doing a couple changes, working on my mobile setup. I'm no longer in the studio. The studio is now this. It's a mobile studio, so there will be some fine tweaking along the way. So bear with me with that. All right, let's take a look at the king. Big bitty Bitcoin here. All right, so we've come down. We've fallen out of our channel here. Credit where credit is due. This entire structure does hold a lot of characteristics of distribution. Now, in Wyckoff, distribution effectively means selling. And you can see the selling in the chart. But just because you're seeing selling, it doesn't mean that the bull market is over. It just means that there is abundance of supply hitting a certain level, hitting a certain area. And this structure that we're looking at is distributional. It's a very distributional structure. And it has broken to the downside. And we have now come down and rested right on this kind of upward sloping support level, this prior structure, prior cycle support level that we have drawn here on the white line. Come down here and tested that. So I think, you know, what we need to hold, first and foremost, absolutely without a doubt, the level that is most important for us to hold is that white line. We have to hold this white line. If we fail to hold this white line, and if we fail to fall, and if we successfully fall above it, fall below it on a high time frame candle, let's say a daily and above, with weekly being a very strong confirmation candle, then that's really not looking good. That's really not looking good for the market cycle as a whole. And, you know, the prospect of 100K is a fleeting prospect. And it's time to go into much more bearish and conservative approaches to the market. But as it stands right now, sentiment is so bearish. The market has given up. We are emotionally capitulating. The amount of pain out there that is being experienced at these levels. What I'm starting to see are the tweets of people losing everything. You know, people coming in, large KOLs, large influencers coming online and saying, yeah, I've lost everything. I took my account up from $10,000 to $2 million and I've lost everything. So as sad and sadistic as it is to like hear those and get bullish, these are the signs. These are the signs that selling has finalized. These are the signs that we are ready to move to the next level. You know, heart pours out to those individuals who have experienced significant loss as a result of this downwards move. But the paradox to that situation for the rest of the market is, if everybody loses everything and if everybody's scared out of their positions, there are no more sellers left. And that's kind of the paradox of sentiment. And that's why sentiment can be such a powerful force moving forwards in this market. Because if there's no sellers, well, that can only mean that the only activity that we're seeing is buying activity. Not only that, if we go over to Coinbase chart, we have had a 30% correction. So in a bull market, you know, we're holding a lot of parallels, structural parallels, and sentiment parallels as well. If you weren't around in 2017, I can tell you that it feels very, very similar to the 2017 run. The 2017 run was not an easy bull run. It had many, many, many shakeouts. We have several 30% pullbacks in the 2017 run. 41% pullback here, 38% pullback here. It had 30+% pullbacks throughout the entirety of the bull market, and it was one of the most expansive and exciting bull markets of Bitcoin's history. So, it's a bumpy ride. It's a very, very bumpy ride. Let me just check how we're doing on the live stream. Fair health. We got 17 people watching. Hit the like button if you are enjoying this content. And yeah, my internet is not great, so do bear with me. Do bear with me. Doing my best here. But yeah, there's a little bit of a lull here. Let me see how it's doing over on YouTube. Seems to be somewhat stable on the YouTube. If you guys can give me a thumbs up or some sort of feedback in the chat to let me know what's going on, that would be great. The apartment that I'm at right now has shitty Wi-Fi. We're not here for very long, but it has shitty Wi-Fi, so unfortunately have to deal with that. So yeah, Bitcoin's 2017 cycle, many pullbacks, and this cycle is no different, and we've had 30% pullbacks so far. So if we are to kind of mirror the same cycle as 2017, expect 6 more times for the market to feel the way that it just felt. 6 more times of the market to feel the same way that it just felt, which is quite dire, but just get used to it. Get used to it, because this is not an easy journey to fully capitalize on the price cycle. Let's go back over to Bitcoin on the daily. The daily's looking strong. So we have this bullish divergence that seems to be playing out right here. Let's pull on the RSI here. Bullish divergence, a low and a lower low on price, where we have a low and a higher low on the RSI. Getting back above the mean, or getting back above 50, I think would be probably an acceleration. So we would accelerate above 50 here on the RSI, in my opinion. But there's still plenty of overhead resistance here on price. So some of the levels to watch out for, obviously we've got the 30 moving average. That's the monthly average price here on Bitcoin, sitting at around $90,000. We need to get above that. We need to clear back above the sideways trading channel here, which is at around 91. I'm sure if we can get above the 30 monthly, we'll get back inside of the channel. We also have very serious resistance here at the $94,000 level. This was the area of the breakdown, and this was also the area of the bearish test. So that's going to be kind of the ultimate test. That's the ultimate short-term test of the market currently. If we can get above $95,000, create a new high on the daily as far as one of these candles, that's a really strong signal. That's a very strong signal in the market. So if we can get above that, we're probably going to break out and at least retest some of the highs, potentially even put in a new all-time high. If we go for a third all-time high, our bias is going to flip back to bullish. As you can see, the wave currently is red, which is a cautionary tale. Be careful, take conservative approaches. But if we break up past 107 currently, this downward sloping, these dots here, once we break above 107, then we're back to bullish. We're back to bullish, and we're long and strong, fully long. So that's what we're kind of waiting for here on Bitcoin. It doesn't seem as though I've got a smooth video here and nobody is chatting. So I'm not sure. Let me just check in with yeah, nobody is chatting to let me know that the video is working, and I'm getting some pop-up messages saying that it's not doing great. But I am live, but the chat is not live, so that's interesting. Anyways, I'm just gonna press on. I'm gonna move forwards without the chat. Oh, we got some chat here. Seems solid on YouTube. All right, just chart. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's Bitcoin. That's Bitcoin. Now, what everybody wants to know is, how's the rotation going? How are we looking in some of these alts? Let's take a look at some of the alts. Right now, I know that you guys want me to look at the dollar pairs. I'm not going to. Right now, more than ever, it is so important for you to be monitoring the performance of your altcoin when compared to Bitcoin. We are not going to look at dollar pairs today. We are only going to look at Bitcoin pairs. I'm going to start things off with XRP. So let's take a look at XRP. Kind of a distributional range. Let's go to a higher time frame. Let's go to the weekly. Let's see how we're doing on the weekly. We need Binance, longer chart on Binance. And we're getting ready to break out of this long accumulation here on the Bitcoin pair. So kind of the area of interest for me is this. You can draw it a few different ways. You could draw it bullish. Yeah, we could say that this is potentially breaking out right now. Let's see how things look on that regard. Yeah, so this is kind of what I think fits best for XRP. And we're working our way through the kind of final push here on this accumulation for the Bitcoin pair. So if we are able to break out of this very sloppy, ugly flag here, it's a really shitty looking flag. It's got a lot of distributional characteristics, but if we are able to break out of that, then XRP can totally head into a rally. Absolutely, it can head into a rally. So something to pay attention to for XRP. And we have similar stories playing out on some of the other major alts. Not meme coins, but you know, some of the major fundamental projects, I guess you could say. And Cardano is another one that looks to be kind of finding a bottom here. The volatility is expanding. Volume is still quite low, but the volatility is expanding. It's what's referred to in Wyckoff as a change of character, change of behavior, and that's signaling a little bit of a shift. Now, as it stands right now, it's still in a downtrend. So the area of interest for me is kind of this. You see this capitulation candle right here? That's kind of an important signal to me that there is a significant support / resistance flip there to make note of. So we will do so. We can actually go back here. This is also the area of the breakout, and it's also the area of resistance back here. So we've got a lot of confluence in this general area right here. I might go ahead and do something closer to this. Yeah. So we're still below. Don't expect acceleration for Cardano just yet, but we're getting close. And this is what I've been saying for years. If you've been watching the channel for the last couple years, you know that I've been saying it's not the time for altcoins. It hasn't been the time for altcoins for the entire existence. Now, that doesn't mean that altcoins don't go up. We've seen bull market rallies. We've seen rallies in BRC20s. We've seen rallies in meme coins. We've seen rallies in pump.fun. So like rallies do exist, but that's not altcoin season. That's popcorn season, where random shit is just popping off here and there, and there's no cohesion to the whole run. Altcoin season is when everything goes up. Altcoin season is when everything is easy. Altcoin season is when like you don't need to even do any research whatsoever. You can blindfold yourself and throw a dart at the dartboard. Whatever that dart hits will go up. And we're getting close to that point, in my opinion. In my opinion, we're getting close to that point. It's going to be short. It's going to be quick. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be euphoric. So be prepared for that. Emotionally prepare yourself for the fact that when these things finally kick off, it's going to be 2, 3, maybe 4 months tops. Maybe 4 months tops. So have a plan. Don't have price objective. Don't have price objectives. Have action points in the market. What do you need to see in terms of price action for you to take profits? What do you need to see to exit positions? What do you need to see to double down? Have a plan that are not price-based objectives. Have a plan based off of price behavior. And we're more than happy to assist and share our thoughts on everything that we're seeing in the market. All the macro moves in the market, we've been quite accurate on. We were one of the few channels that got you into Bitcoin at 18K when everybody was calling for much lower levels. A lot of people were calling for 10K at the time. We said, no, it's done. We're going up to much higher levels. And we've been right with the altcoin season as well. So subscribe to the channel at a minimum, and we encourage you to join the Discord. So follow the links down below. Sign up with any of our partners. You don't need to do a deposit, but sign up with BitGet or Blowfin or Bybit, and that will give you free access to the trading group, where you can get access to all of our signals, all of our alpha calls, all of our trading bots. Everything's available for free as long as you sign up with one of our partners. More info down below. So that's Cardano. We're seeing this rotation. Let's actually quickly go take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance continues to climb. So Bitcoin dominance is continuing to climb, which is showing that, Bitcoin is still in control. The rotation has not taken place yet. We still have this higher high, higher low structure. We need to break this higher high, higher low structure. But the good thing is it's getting easier to break. The structure that it's developing here is getting much easier to break. And I think we can probably just throw a parallel channel on it at this point. Something like this, maybe. Yeah. Something like this. As soon as we fall out of this channel, it's altcoin season, full-blown altcoin season. As soon as we fall out of this channel, boom, it's go time. And that's when the 2 to 3 to 4 month of really exciting altcoin price action is going to kick off. Let's go back to Cardano. And Solana. Solana is the project that I'm most bullish on personally, just because I like to position myself with the market leaders. And when you look at this chart in Bitcoin terms, it's far more along. It's far more. It's showing a lot more characteristics of strength than Cardano. It's showing more characteristics of strength than XRP. Out of all the alts, it's just, it moves quickly, it moves strong, and when it's moving incredibly fast. when compared to other assets, and it's just at a higher level. I always position with strength. A lot of people have a different mindset and they're like, oh, I would rather position with something that hasn't pumped yet. But to me, the strongest assets are the ones that will continue to be the strongest assets. So even though Solana's had a very high and exuberant rally, I still believe that Solana will get more percentage points and percentage gain than XRP and Cardano. I could be wrong, but traditionally speaking, positioning alongside strength has been the move to make. So Solana is the one that I'm most interested in. And when we take a look at kind of the support size resistance flip, again, I love capitulation candles for identifying support and resistance. This is the capitulation candle. So this is kind of the area that you want to draw your support and resistance flips, your support levels on, currently sitting on that support level. So this is the area where we could see a bounce. I'm not front running anything in the alts. I'm not, if you wanted to take a front run approach, this is the support level to go long on Solana. But for me, I'm in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to go up. If the market is truly healthy, Bitcoin will be at a higher price. If Bitcoin's at a higher price, then Solana will get a higher price. So there's no incentive for me to nail the bottom on the Solana Bitcoin pair. When this chart starts to show a healthy trend, leaving this breakout, leaving this accumulation and heading to the upside, I just switch into it. I don't care about nailing the entry at all. It'll just be, trading spot Bitcoin for spot Sol, and then ride that for the 2, 3, 4 months that we will experience an altcoin season. As far as time for what I believe it will take for an altcoin season to take place, right now as it stands with Bitcoin, I look at things kind of on a monthly scale. This is a bearish monthly candle that we're looking at, and it's going to take a while to repair that. So I'm going to say that for the rest of the month, the rest of this monthly candle will be just proving to the market that we're no longer falling. So that's 1 month. That's March done. March is going to be spent just proving to the market that we've stopped falling. And then April will be showing the market that not only are we not falling, but we're actually recovering. So I don't expect an acceleration and comfort to come back into the market until May. So May, June, July might be the altcoin season. May, June, July, August, something like that. Or the altcoin season could come, a month or two after Bitcoin's rally and Bitcoin's recovery. So we could spend the rest of March repairing or convincing that we're no longer falling. We will spend April showing that there is a bit of a trend reversal and that we are getting to new highs. Then we might spend May just rallying, and then at May, that will be convincing the market, and then it'll be June, July, August, September for the altcoins. I'm feeling we're at an inflection point. Yes. Right now we are at an inflection point. It is do or die. We either do this or we don't. We are at an inflection point. Now we'll just take a quick little gander at Doge, the king of the meme coins. This is going to be your barometer for degeneracy in the market. And we've come damn near to the bottom of this range here on BTC. So, this is almost a perfect example as to why it's better to hold Bitcoin. The largest denomination of your portfolio should be Bitcoin. When you are mostly alts, you are gambling, and gambling doesn't bring a lot of value to the world. Therefore, you are creating your portfolio with a negative energy. You are creating your portfolio from a nihilistic point of view, and therefore you are going to be rewarded as a nihilist. And guess what? The market doesn't reward nihilism. The market rewards conviction. The market rewards understanding. And that can translate into altcoins too. But the understanding that comes from altcoins is understanding that altcoins don't have value and that you are playing this game of trading with people that are foolish. You're trading with, you know, a circle of fools. So you just have to be the smartest fool if you're going to trade altcoins. But yeah, this is right back down to the lows of Bitcoin. So it's held support here. It's held support at all of these lows, so we can assume that it's going to hold support here. If we are in a bull market, you know, we can choke it up there a little bit. But yeah, we're right back down to the lows. So if we see a pivot here, that'll be the point at which we continue to rally up. I do expect, you know, as hard as it is to imagine, I expect a continuation of this bull run. I expect a continuation of this bull run. Not only do I expect a continuation, I expect it to be quite an impressive bull run. The fundamentals have never been stronger. If you take a step back, you know, we have a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Buy the rumor, sell the news. That's what you're experiencing right now. But the fundamentals of the fact that we have a Bitcoin strategic reserve haven't changed. We're going to see governments taking positions into Bitcoin. We're going to see companies taking positions into Bitcoin. And when they make these announcements and we make this public, you're going to see a mania. I do expect a mania because every cycle we have had a mania. And I don't think this cycle is any different. We haven't had a mania yet in this cycle. So I'm just waiting for that point. Just be ready, have a plan, know what you're doing, know what your action items are, know what you're going to be looking for, know that when your grandma Betty calls you up on the phone and says, how do I get Bitcoin? That's your time to sell. Understand that when your friends and family, you know, longtime high school friends that you haven't talked to in a decade are reaching out to you, say, hey, are you still in that Bitcoin thing? That's the sell signal. That's the sell signal. It'll be quick. So understand the emotions that you're feeling right now and compound them 100x, because you don't want to be in the situation of holding through a bear market because of unrealistic time expectations or unrealistic price expectations. So have a plan. I think we're getting that pump. It might take us to the end of the year. We might be continuing this bull market into December, anywhere Q4. We'll be ending this bull market Q4 based off of the most recent price action that I've seen. In my opinion, it'll be Q4 that we finish things off. This reset, this pullback has been a godsend, because if we just kept rallying, the top price that would have ever been achievable would have been just south of $200,000. The fact that we've had this reset, the fact that we've had this pullback, the fact that sentiment is so bearish just sets us up for a longer period of time for a rally and much higher price objectives. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right, we'll take a look at a couple more alts here. Let's just see what's gaining. Fractal Bitcoin, Caspa, Tap. Let's see how Tap is doing. Still horrendous downtrend here on Tap. Same story on Track, no doubt. Track down at 23 cents. My God. My God. Yeah, the Ordinals just took an absolute beating. Absolute beating. But I'm still bullish. I'm still bullish on Ordinals, specifically Track and Tap. So the most recent achievement of Track is, or I guess Tap, is they brought Dog, the rune coin Dog. They brought it to the Solana network and nobody gave a shit. Nobody gave a shit. Like, that is not priced in. We have not priced in Tap. We have not priced in Track. The market is so bearish on it that when that narrative flips, this is just going to skyrocket because it needs to be repriced. It's been in a downtrend as their value has been in an exponential uptrend. And it's not going to stop there. You have Taproot swap that launched. You have the Tap protocol, cross-chain interoperability that's launched, all while everything's in a downtrend. Market's wrong. So be patient, and understand that there will be a repricing in this. There will be a repricing. Fractal Bitcoin. This one's kind of a scam. I never really liked the fundamentals of Fractal Bitcoin because I don't like layer 2s that use a different token. I guess Tap, you could argue it's the same. But this one just launched at a really inconvenient time, at a market peak. So it's very hard to recover. It basically marked the market peak. I think Fractal Bitcoin marked the market cycle peak for Ordinals. So that's a hell of a thing to try and overcome. Kaspa, let's see what Kaspa BTC is doing. Yeah, big drawdown. We warned you about this one, saying if we broke down here, we're going to head down to lower levels. Basically, we gave you the exit signal here on the channel, and it's down 50. It's down currently 52%, but got as low as 73%. Where's our Kaspa? Was it MEXC? Yeah, right here. We gave you the exit signal here, and it got down 50%. So it's not necessarily over, but there was a lot of selling taking place. So Kaspa, that's the thing. Like, it rallied so hard, so fast. It made a lot of people very rich. They're going to take profits. It's a human behavior. It's a fact of life. They're going to take profits. So good little reset. If we can create an accumulation here, somewhere around this level, that would be good. But we can totally come down to lower levels as well. Let's see, maybe something like this. So we're pretty close to kind of the next major support range. Something like that. So the bottom could be in for Kaspa, but we need some sort of accumulation range to take place, even if it's just a simple double bottom, something like that, before moving up. And this just, blends into the point I made earlier, of altcoins. They still need a few months. They still need a few months of accumulation. They still need a few months of convincing the market that it's time for rotation. Bitcoin is going to lead the charge, as always. But the difference being, at this point, when we go back and look at Bitcoin dominance, with Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin has always been leading the market, and alts would get kind of an impulse, but the impulse didn't really bring them anywhere. So every time we came down on Bitcoin dominance, the altcoins would rally, but the altcoins never made higher highs. They never made a higher high, higher low structure every time we had a rally when this chart was falling. What's coming up very soon is that changing. So Bitcoin will continue to lead, but moving forwards, when Bitcoin leads, the alts are going to more than catch up, and they're going to exceed the price objectives of Bitcoin. They're not just going to play catch up and then react. They're going to catch up, they're going to pass, they're going to react. So the rotation is taking place. It's taking place. And we're here for you. If you want to know the exact point at which we are deploying into these alts, the exact point at which we believe altcoin season is truly in effect, then get into the Discord. If you don't have Discord, what the fuck are you doing? It's no wonder you haven't made any money yet. You got to get into Discord. Discord, not Telegram. Discord. Telegram is for plebs and not the good Bitcoin plebs. It's for poor people that like to get scammed. Discord is where the smart people hang out. That's where the developer activity is taking place. That's where the real alpha is, in my experience. All right. I think I'm going to end things out there. Thank you all for joining in. If you guys haven't already checked it out, go to blackbox.pro. That is BLKBöX.pro. Sign up for your free Bitcoin trading bot. Sign up with any of our partners, whether it's Blowfin, BitGet, or Bybit. By signing up with one of those partnered exchanges, a new trading account with one of those partnered exchanges will grant you access to the VIP Discord, where we are sharing signals, alpha. You can copy our trades, as well as all of the trading bots. More trading bots coming down the pipe. We got some investment bots as well, and our copy trading portal is being worked on as well. So you will be able to in real time copy our trades with Bitcoin margin, with Tether margin, whatever the case may be. So until then, see you guys in the next one. Where I'm gonna be streaming a little bit more often here now that I kind of got this mobile setup dialed in. And yeah, so we'll catch you up in either a day or two. We'll watch the markets, wait for that move that I'm expecting to happen. We got to get above that 94K level. When that happens, we'll be going live. So thank you all for joining in. Don't forget to like and subscribe.